Number 5, LeBron James, Game 6 against Boston in 2012. So on the heels of the 2011 finals disappointment, LeBron came back like a man possessed. He won MVP. He was first team all defense. He looked poised to finally climb the mountain to win an NBA title. But then, if you guys remember, Chris Bosh pulls a muscle in Game 1 in his abdomen in Game 1 of the Pacers series. And suddenly the margins got way thinner, and that's when the adversity came. A lot of people forget this, but Chris Bosh missed the rest of the entirety of the Pacers series and ended up playing just 73 minutes total in the Celtics series. Missed the entirety of the first 4 games, came off the bench for the final 3 games of that series and barely played. He did hit some big shots in Game 7 of that series, a couple of big corner threes. But that Pacers series was super tough. They went down 2-1. If you guys remember, Dwayne Wade was dealing with knee issues too and was kind of struggling. Wade ended up having a big breakout game in Game 4 of that series. But in Game 5, it's 2-2 against Boston. Paul Pierce hits a huge 3 with less than a minute left that basically ices the game. And suddenly the Heat are down 3-2 and have to go on the road to Boston in like this raucous closeout environment. The stakes were ridiculous. If you guys remember the takes at the time, everyone was like, if the Heat lose, they might have to blow up the team. But no, LeBron literally eviscerated the Celtics single-handedly on the road in Game 6. He dropped 30 in the first half, just completely sucked the life out of the arena. Even when they started to make a run in the second half, he just nailed a 3 that sucked the life right back out of the arena. He had 15 points in the second half that closed that deal for a total of 45. Hit a crazy variety of jumpers from 3 and from the mid-range. He had this like savagely calm look on his face, like he was just completely supremely confident in his ability to regain control of the situation. And the rest was history. Over the final 7 games of the 2012 playoff run, LeBron averaged 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists on 51% shooting, and the Heat went 6-1. He played his best basketball when he needed to push that team over the top and change what would have been potentially a blown up Heat team into the first champion of that era. The definition of a championship saving performance. Number 3, LeBron James in Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals. The game LeBron needed his jump shot the most, and it came through. Greg Popovich had a very simple game plan against LeBron in the 2013 Finals. He was going to completely shut off the paint and dare LeBron to take jump shots. They were going underneath picks, even comically low, like picks that were below the foul line. They were just daring LeBron to shoot, and it worked pretty well for 6 games. LeBron took 55 jump shots through the first 6 games of that series and got just 45 points on them. That's 0.82 points per attempt. Obviously, he was good in other ways. It was a super competitive series. It was back and forth. LeBron was great in Game 6. He kind of saved the team from elimination in the fourth quarter, dragging them from a double-digit deficit into a close game. Those of you guys who remember, the end of that game had a crazy shot-making sequence between Tony Parker and Ray Allen. Tony Parker hit like a ridiculous step back 3 at the top of the key and like a sideways jump shot in the lane. Ray Allen hits the massive 3 in the right corner that sends it to OT. Then LeBron scores or assists on every single field goal for the Heat in OT. They win, goes to Game 7. And in Game 7, with all the marbles on the line, LeBron finally burned Popovich's game plan. He hit 9 jump shots in Game 7. Again, this was an ugly, low-scoring game where everyone looked exhausted. He had 5 threes, and then he iced the game in the fourth quarter with mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper. My favorite moment from this game is after LeBron hits his final mid-range jumper over Kawhi. He has this like very private moment of internalized celebration. And again, like you guys know, LeBron has always been a very external celebrator. He's a performer. He's playing to the camera. He's playing to the crowd. And like he's high-fiving the guys on his way back to the huddle. His head's down. It's very internally focused. And he kind of does this like 2-handed fist pump with like a roar that you can tell was like very much like an internalized celebration. It was almost like a release of all of the stress and pressure of the last half decade involving his jump shot. And like we found out after in the days after from reporting that LeBron had been like really paying his dues to become a good jump shooter. Like he was traveling with a full-time shooting coach, and no matter where he was, whether he was on vacation or at a marketing event or just at home, he was working on his jump shot every single day. And I've told you guys before, like jump shot improvement is incremental, it's tedious, and the only way to get there is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of shots. And LeBron paid that price, and it paid off on the biggest stage. Game 7, NBA Finals, the absolute peak of professional basketball on earth. And it was the first of two amazing LeBron moments that he had on that stage. Number one is actually going to be LeBron's last three games of the 2016 finals. You could pick any of them individually. It's kind of crazy. You go back through NBA history and you look at some of the great, like, back against the wall performances, and LeBron just has so many of them. Just in this series, game 5, 41, 16, and 7 when you're down 3-1 in the finals, 41, 8, and 11 when you're down 3-2 in the finals, a 27-point triple-double with a game-saving block in game 7. Any one of those could have made this list, but I think it's a disservice to LeBron to pick just one of those games. So I'm going to break it down like this. Down 3-1 to the greatest team in NBA history up to that point, a Warriors team that had won 88 games. LeBron James, over the final 3 games of that series, averaged 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists per game on 51% from the field and 42% from 3, with 6 stocks per game. That's right. He had 9 steals and 9 blocks over the final 3 games of that series. Everyone remembers the block on Iguodala. There's another play that I have burned into my brain from the tail end of game 7, and it was the Steph Curry ISO of Kevin Love. This is a play that is remembered as the stop by Cavs fans. Go watch that play again, and you'll see LeBron hawking the lane behind Kevin Durant. And Steph had absolutely no interest in driving past Kevin to deal with LeBron there, who had blocked Steph so many times to that point in the series that he was scared to drive on him. There's so many moments in that series. Obviously, the Kyrie shot in the LeBron block, the half-court surgery that LeBron performed in the fourth quarter of game 7, consistently generating great shots for the Cavs, and like the rock fight of all rock fight games. I thought he performed some ridiculous half-court surgery in game 6, if you guys remember, as he was picking the Warriors apart in pick and roll, just consistently setting Tristan Thompson up for easy layups and dunks as he was using his eyes to look off Warriors help defenders. It was the greatest stretch of basketball ever played. And it literally turned a loss into a trophy against the greatest basketball team, success-wise, that had ever performed up to that point. Again, having won 88 games. And so that easily takes the number 1 spot on this list. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. As always, I sincerely appreciate you guys for supporting us and supporting the show. We'll be back tomorrow with one more top 10 list, the top 10 defenders of the last 25 years. I will see you guys then.